The morning mist hung low over the forest, curling through the tall pine trees like ghostly fingers. The dawn was quiet, except for the distant calls of birds and the soft rustle of leaves. Deep within that silence, pain echoed. A mother bear's desperate cries cut through the still air, raw, terrified, and pleading. Ranger Ethan Cole was already out on patrol when he heard it, a sound so full of anguish that it made his chest tighten. He'd been a wildlife ranger for over 15 years, had seen injured animals before, but this this was different. It was the sound of a mother crying for her child. Ethan followed the noise through the thick brush, his boots crunching over frosted leaves. The cries grew louder until he reached a small clearing by the riverbank, and his heart broke. There she was, a massive brown bear, her front paw caught in a steel trap, blood staining the ground beneath her. Nearby, a tiny cub whimpered, circling her helplessly. The trap's jagged teeth dug deep into her flesh every time she tried to move. Yet even in pain, her instinct was to shield her cub from Ethan's approach. "Easy, girl," he whispered, lowering his voice. "I'm here to help." Her golden eyes flashed, fear, pain, and distrust. She roared, warning him not to come closer. Ethan stopped, raising his hands. He knew she didn't understand his words, but maybe, just maybe, she could feel his intention. He radioed his partner, Ranger Mia Alvarez, who was stationed a few miles away. "Mia, I've got a live bear caught in a trap. She's badly hurt, and there's a cub with her. Bring the tranquilizer kit and medical bag. Fast." Minutes felt like hours as Ethan kept his distance. The cub, trembling, let out a small cry that made the mother growl protectively. The sight nearly brought tears to Ethan's eyes. "Who would do this?" he muttered, staring at the cruel metal jaws digging into her leg. When Mia arrived, they worked silently, efficiently. They set up the tranquilizer gun and waited for the perfect moment. Ethan whispered, "We'll keep it light." Just enough to calm her. One gentle shot, and the bear's breathing slowed, her massive body finally still. "Okay," Mia said softly. "Let's get her free." It took both of them to pry the steel trap open. The sound of the metal snapping loose echoed through the forest, a cold, cruel reminder of human cruelty. The wound was deep, bone nearly visible, but Ethan could see the bear still breathing strong. She wasn't giving up. Neither were they. As they cleaned and dressed the wound, the cub pressed against its mother's fur, refusing to leave her side. "She's a fighter," Mia murmured, her voice trembling. Most animals wouldn't survive this long. When the mother bear finally awoke hours later, she didn't lash out. She didn't roar. She simply looked at Ethan, her gaze soft but piercing. For a brief second, their eyes met, and something unspoken passed between them. Gratitude. Understanding. Days later, after treatment at the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, the rangers drove the bears back to their forest home. The mother limped slightly but was strong enough to walk. As they opened the transport gate, the cub ran out first, tumbling into the leaves. The mother followed, pausing only once to turn her head back toward the rangers. Ethan smiled. "Go on," he whispered. "You're safe now." And then, with a deep breath, the mother bear disappeared into the forest, her cub trotting close behind, two survivors returning home. A week later, Ethan returned to the same clearing. The old trap was gone, replaced by a small wooden sign he carved himself. It read, "Where kindness meets courage, life finds a way." As he stood there, listening to the whispering forest, Ethan felt something shift inside him. The world was often cruel, but that day reminded him that compassion could still heal what cruelty tried to destroy.